able to actualize a relationship for the longest of times, you want to ask yourself if your idea of relationship is based on myths and a lot of societal conditioning. So the thing is, when you have all of these conditions and you compare yourself to what's happening within your friend circle, within society and the people around you, you've already decided that, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, versus the truth of you is actually something else. So if you're going to ask for that thing that you think is supposed to be, you're not going to get it because you're not completely in alignment with that. Does this mean that you can't ever actualize a relationship? No, you can, but you need to get rid of this conditioning. You need to let go of all of these myths and archetypes. So let me give you examples of these. You might belong to a culture where from a very young age you've grown up seeing your parents, your relatives, everyone being in a married kind of arrangement where their life goal is just to grow old, get married and have like 2.5 kids. And growing up you've been thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be my happily ever after. I'm going to find a man, or I'm going to find a woman. And if you're a man, then okay, I need to find a woman, I need to provide for her, I need to have that wife that looks after me. And I'm not saying any of this is wrong, but you want to ask yourself, is this even mine? Like, do I really want these things, or is this what I've been conditioned to believe, right? Because you want to ask yourself, what is your real reason for wanting to seek a relationship? What are those needs that you're looking to have met? Right? Or if you've grown up to a certain age, let's say post the age of 25, or in some cultures even earlier, you might see all of your friends on social media getting engaged, getting married and having kids. Being in long-term committed relationships and you don't have that, and then you think, oh, okay, I think this is the next step for me, right? I'm old now. Oh, I'm nearing the age of 30. I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I think it's time to get serious now. I need to stop being a playgirl or a playboy and just settle down and have more stability in my life. So again, it's not wrong to ask for that, but you want to ask, is this what I really desire? Am I choosing this because I'm fed up of the old life, the life of instability? Or am I choosing this because this is what I'm supposed to be doing? The key word here is supposed, because that comes from a space of judgment. Right? No one is supposed to be doing anything. You choose it because you want to choose it out of free will choice. And it's not to prove anyone anything. It's not even to prove anything to yourself. So this is what it means when you seek a relationship for the wrong reasons, right? Because you haven't even asked yourself what you really desire from a relationship. What kind of relationship would work for you? Is it a marriage, a traditional living arrangement, or is it an open relationship, or is it just being boyfriend girlfriend with someone and not doing like a big fat wedding and just contributing to each other? You want to ask, what kind of relationship would truly work for me? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions in order for you to get some awareness about what it is you're truly looking for. As you watch this video, please make a note of all of the questions I ask. Write it down on a piece of paper, and you might want to pause the video to reflect on the answers to those questions, because even if you ask yourself this, look for the answer, get the awareness, then that's going to shift a bunch of things for you with regard to relationship. What is the truth of your being, and how much are you actually giving yourself up in order to prove something to someone else, or in order to prove something to yourself? Okay, and now if you take an account of all of the relationships in your life, those with your friends, family, your co-workers, and even with yourself, how much of an element of play, exploration, and curiosity is there? Do you feel like it's just like, oh, I wake up in the morning, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to message this person. Oh, I'm in a labeled relationship with X person. Okay, this is what they desire of me. Versus, oh, I wake up today. Okay, cool. I'm on this planet. Cool. What do I want to create with this person? What would be fun right now? So if you thought of your life as these 10-second increments, right? wake up, okay, I have 10 seconds to live the rest of my life. What would I choose now? What would be fun? So do you see the difference in that space versus the energy of, oh, what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm supposed to be communicating, how I'm supposed to be with other people, and how much of your life are you creating as a result of proving? And I want you to ask yourself, are you living your life with the end goal of, oh, there's going to be a happily ever after for me, I know it's going to happen? Do you live your life with that in mind, as if that's all? Like, does your entire life revolve around that? Or is it like, okay, cool, I'm living my life, I'm going to choose to create what's fun for me, whether that's a business, whether that's a fun career for yourself, whether that's relationships with your friends? Or do you think, oh, my Prince Charming is going to come, I'm going to get married one day, and everything will be taken care of? And if that doesn't happen, then I'm incomplete, and there must be something wrong with me. So ask yourself, does happily ever after exist? What if it didn't? And what if you could have a happily ever in this moment with every person in your life, should you choose for it to be like that? And do you see how you don't really get the joy of being in a relationship because you have that reference point in your head that, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, and that's actually a judgment, right? So you keep going back to that of, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, and then you don't really enjoy what you have in front of you. So let me give you an example of a client of mine. She was in a relationship with this guy for 4 years, and she was extremely happy. He contributed to her in many ways, but then she had this need to get married. Now, again, the reason for wanting to have that arrangement in her life was because she said that her friends were getting married and engaged, and she felt that, oh, it's not happening with my relationship, that means there must be something wrong with us. And well, the guy didn't really believe in marriage. So she completely dismissed her entire relationship because the guy didn't want to get married, right? But the thing is, did she fail to see that he was actually contributing to her in so many other ways, and she was actually getting everything she was looking for from this relationship without the need to get married, right? What if it wasn't about labels or societal constructs? What if it was about, what energies am I looking for, and is this person willing and able to give them to me? Whether that really leads into a marriage, that's great. But the thing is, if you dismiss what you already have in front of you, then you're not in alignment with what you're asking for, because like you already asked for it, it's there in front of you, but you're constantly judging it, assuming that it's not there. So what does that do with your receiving? You are completely dismissing it, and you don't really get more of that then. And once you've judged what you have, you are actually blocking the way for magic and possibilities to show up in your life. So what have you decided relationship should look like that has you recreating your life to fulfill all the myths and all the righteousness of relationship? And is that worth it? So being in this space can never let you really have intimacy with yourself or with anyone else, because you are constantly rejecting, judging, and expecting things. And this is the biggest reason why you aren't able to actualize a happy, fulfilling relationship for yourself. If you weren't creating relationships based on myths and archetypes, what kind of relationships would you create? And what kind of energies would you like to have in your relationships? So I hope this has given you some clarity on getting more clear on what those myths you've been functioning from are, and then choosing whether you want to continue to function from them or not. So since this is the month of February and it is Valentine's Day on the 14th, we know that there's a lot of people who, again, continue to judge themselves for not having a Valentine's Day date, not having a partner, just making fun of themselves for being single. But that's not going to help them in actually receiving what they're asking for. So we've created a relationship transformation at DivineYou, where we will work with you one-on-one through a series of spiritual response therapy sessions. More on that in another video. Or you can click on the link over here to learn more about how spiritual response therapy works. So if you've been unable to actualize a relationship which is truly fulfilling, and you've been like banging your head, going to and doing a bunch of inner work, and you haven't been able to have a breakthrough, our laser focus sessions allow you to find those blind spots that are preventing you from being completely in alignment with what you're asking for in relationship, right? So what we did in this video is a bunch of conscious work, but there's also a lot within your subconscious, a lot of programming, discordant energy, trauma related to past relationship, which then builds on the discordant energy and adds further programming, right? Learned ways of being from your family, from your friends, all of that which doesn't even belong to you, which is not relevant in your life, the stuff that's preventing you from being in alignment. That's what we bring up during these sessions. We help you clear it, and we facilitate that change for you so that you can begin to actualize what you're asking for. So our discount code is relationship 101. So if you've watched this video, you are one of the few people that have access to the discount code. So when you do book a session with us, on the link below, you can use this code to get a 10% discount on all of your sessions with regard to relationships. Yes, this is the month of February. It might be the month of love for people around the world, but what we don't want it to be is, we don't want it to be a month of self-judgment and diminishing the self. We want it to be a month of bringing in those broken parts and pieces of yourself and allowing yourself to receive true gratitude, caring, nurturing, and it is possible.